Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Raj Gavrola, all about life. This week we're talking about creating breakthroughs in an existing relationship. So why and how to do this? In a relationship is either progressing or it's not. There's no real stagnation. And so the way that you make a relationship to progress is by creating breakthroughs. So what are strategies to create breakthroughs? The first strategy is to have a sense of respect. That's the way my parents raised me. It can get philosophical. However, I hear a lot of people talk about how respect needs to be earned or they don't respect us, etc. And it doesn't make sense to me. Because if we're not able to at least have a sense of respect when we are interacting with one another, whether it's visiting an office, at work, at your home, wherever it may be, then I'm not so sure that that's the right place to be. And so what does that entail? Having a sense of respect. First of all, it entails really just coming in at wherever they are. Where are they? Not coming in way up here, not coming in way down here, but just come in at their place, at their place of being currently. And when you do that, you realize then that because of life, and thankfully life is not just robotic, it's very adventuresome, and it has its challenging moments. But I think that's the reason that we have each other, we have people. And so when you're able to come in at that level where they are, meet them where they are, and then you just practically listen to apply the learning so that you can be of value to that person. So that's the first strategy, a sense of respect. Respect shouldn't have to be earned. The second strategy is to have self-respect. What do I mean by that? That means for you to talk with that person, interact with that person, communicate with that person, write an email to that person, whatever the medium is, and do it in two ways. One is to understand or to have knowledge or ask what is important for them to achieve. What is important for them to achieve? Also, people don't like being criticized. It doesn't work. Instead of being critical, be educative. Because a lot of times, that's all that's needed in order for somebody to see that there's greater value that can be created, generated. So that's strategy two. self-respect. Now, when you have that self-respect, what happens is that you have a common goal. Now, that common goal is either you will be of service or a resource to them, or you'll be of support, or you refer them to someone for help. Usually you'd be one or a combination of those. But from the conversation and through the dialogue, you can determine which one is appropriate. Now, as you interact with this person and the relationship, you create breakthroughs, there'll be an opportunity for them or for them to be, could be a resource, could be support, or could be referring you for help. But the point is not to push towards both sides, doing a mutual exchange, but instead focus on what is the dialogue will determine what the next steps are. That could happen, but it doesn't need to. It doesn't have to. And then over time, what you do is you carry that conversation so the next time you see them, you can ask them about that. And continue forward. And then, of course, by that time, there's other things that have happened. And so this can happen through as much type of interaction and communication as appropriate. So those are 3 strategies. First one's have a sense of respect. The second one is to have self-respect. And then the third one is a common goal. And when that common goal doesn't mean that both of you are going towards the same achievement. The common goal is that both of you have knowledge of what the relationship can do for one or the other or both to achieve what is important to them. The zone effect this week. The zone, as many of you all know, I define as when you're making a performance breakthrough or creating a performance breakthrough. Time is not a deterring factor. It seems as if everything's in slow motion and it feels effortless. So the zone effect for me this week was in a relationship. And I've had this relationship for a while, and I created a breakthrough in this existing relationship. And so what happened is I had some things done, and it wasn't anything out of the ordinary, but for whatever reason, this person was in a really negative mood, bad mood, just out of character for them, and they did something. And instead of criticizing them and saying, don't do that, or you're not supposed to do that, or you need to whatever, et cetera, and doing that, I just simply used a phrase, just a power phrase, or a, you could say it's a relationship breakthrough phrase when someone's out of character. And I just simply said, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. Now, of course, it depends on how you say it, but I said it the right way per the situation. And he realized, yeah, that makes sense, right? And I was educative to his mindset because obviously he had been experiencing some difficulty or some challenge and was basically taking that out on me when you don't need to do that on anyone. That's how you don't create a breakthrough in a relationship. You want to create breakthroughs in relationships. So that's the zone effect for this week. I hope you have a meaningful trigger for this evening. I know I do. I'm going to continue reading the National Geographic about genius, has Albert Einstein on the front. I started reading it, so I'm still continuing to read that. It'd be pretty interesting. I also had a meaningful trigger today. I took my mom to the grocery store. Now you might think, well, that's not a big thing, but she's recovering. And so it was nice for her to get out and do what she loves to do. And it was fun. And she made a lot of progress. So for those of you at 4 o'clock, I will be speaking about creating breakthroughs in an existing relationship to experience intelligent breakthroughs in your sports performance and life.